if you are eager to switch jobs, then that new position, get that new position before you quit your current job, and don't bum rap any of your previous colleagues. Negative comments can come back and haunt you.
You're watching the Spotlight Network, starring Hollywood's newsman, Logan Crawford.
They now believe a single member.
He works with TV and film legends. And now, Logan's shining the spotlight on the world's top emerging authors and creators.
International were abducted.
This is Spotlight with Logan Crawford, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're opening a book filled with timeless wisdom, hard-earned life lessons, and straight-shooting advice. It's called Aphorisms, Adages, and Advice for the Children I Never Had. It is written by a terrific author. His name is Len Tomaka, and he has penned a collection of common sense truth gathered from a life well lived, from the streets of Chicago to the U.S. Marine Corps and everywhere in between. Whether you're young and just starting out or older and looking back, this book offers guidance that's practical, heartfelt, and unforgettable. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below this interview. Len, thank you so much for joining me once again here today.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you, my friend. You're one of my favorite guests, one of my favorite writers. You're a straight shooter when it comes to your writing, and these are great bits of wisdom and advice that you've put down in this latest book. What inspired you to do so?
The genesis of this book is because I was the baby of the family. That was the cause. I had older siblings by 10 years gap, and instead of two parents, I was blessed with 5. That they took the role for everybody. And so one time, because of the gap, they were young married, and I was early teen. And once my brother had a little conflict with one of his boys, and his discipline was a little harsh, I thought. And I said, "Whoa, a little harsh, no?" And he let you talk about, you tell me about it when I've had children. When you've had children, tell me about it. So it started me on the path of, well, what am I going to, I better pay attention, because when I'm having a child, I'm not going to act like him. And we're going to talk things over. And so I would collect notes, then work happened, and I would collect little notes and tidbits of listening to people. My book are histories of people. And through the years, everybody was chatting about family issues and the like. So when my turn came along, I was married. We weren't blessed with kids, and then divorce came. So I didn't, I had started these notes. So I just kept on with my notes in a, get it, spiral notebook.
That's awesome.
And you could rip it off, and just the original. And so
that's great.
I would rip out a piece and put them in a cigar box, and then kept collecting them. The cigar box turned into a bag. And so all through that time, I was really paying attention with people, with their at-home experiences with their families, besides being part of my family. And so I collected these. So when retirement came, I had all these things, and I spread them out on a kitchen table, and I was picking them out, and it was easy to do, because I found that they came with categories. That's okay. This one's about behavior, about human behavior. This one's about work, and I would have categories, and I would set up people tidbits. May I give an example of each category?
Sure. Love to hear it. Yeah.
So the first one is in behavior, and I need, not I want. I assume I'm talking to a young kid or a young man or a young woman.
Yeah.
The words I need, then I describe it. the words I need highlight the giver or enabler to the person who is listening. Conversely, the words I want tends to make the person defensive. Keep that in mind when you approach someone for help or to accommodate you. Then we go to work. Changing jobs. I picked one. Changing jobs. If you are eager to switch jobs, then get that new position before you quit your current job, and don't bum rap any of your previous colleagues. Negative comments can come back and haunt you, because that new employer just might call your old employer and get some feedback. So people in general, where are you? The caregiver needs help too. A family member who takes care of an ill person goes through stress as well, and often is greater than the experienced by the indisposed person. Keep an eye on and come to the aid of the caregiver as well as the care receiver. Lastly, where am I at? Tidbits, because I had really no true category for any of this. But it's the big one, the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I don't need to explain that.
That's one of my favorites. I say that all the time. Serenity's prayer is a guiding force in my life.
From when I was a teenager, absolutely.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of peace. You and I have something in common. Look what I keep in front of my desk as well, a spiral notebook. Because, it's funny, sometimes the old school way is the best way, So just writing it down on a piece of paper could be so much more helpful than typing it onto your phone or something like that. So I think that's great that you collected these great sayings, these life lessons, these adages over the course of your life, and they're really profound.
Thank you.
And I'm glad you shared them with us. What are you hoping that the readers take away from your this collection of sayings?
Oh gosh, if one young person said, "Oh my God, I remember that book, and I'm living this now," just good, and that would be a wholesome legacy for me. Aside from this being my legacy, a book, it's in the book, being performed by people.
Yeah, it's a living legacy then. If you're able to impact somebody's life, it's a living legacy. And great advice also about don't leave your current job. Don't resign your current job until you have a new one. It might come like that, your next job. It might not. And then you're under the pressure of, okay, I'm going to lose health insurance. I'm not going to be able to make rent or whatever it is. So I'm on your side. Don't quit one job until you got another job. And that's people from our generation. We think more like that. Today's kids feel like, I guess they feel money drops out of the heavens or something. But you need to work. You need to live. And in order to live, you need to work. So I think that's great advice as well. Without a doubt, without a doubt. What are some of the guiding forces in your life? Are there any sayings in there that really resonate with you?
Oh, just the mentors is one of the things. If you try to get a mentor, I've had, luckily, because working in the field, so I like to say my college diploma is my certificate of completion for a pipe fitter apprenticeship in 597 Chicago. And as an apprentice, everybody is a mentor. And everybody guides you. We were in industrial steel mills, chemical plants, powerhouses, very busy, dangerous, high pressure piping is what we would install. Tidbit. A plumber works with, his work is with people. People can touch it or drink it or bathe in it, something like that. We are not. We're process piping, heavy duty, pressurized systems, and the like. So when had those as mentors strictly for pipe fitting, but at at the coffee break, you go to a trailer and have a coffee break or a lunch break, you're in a trailer, and everybody's talking about their lives. And again, it just, here's the notebook again. I'm just listening to guys. Then I take it home and I'd write it out. And I just loved doing it. Marine Corps was the same thing. You know, you were there for discipline. You weren't there to teach. So this was a wonderful thing that I could teach. And as I grew up as a foreman and as a superintendent and as a project manager in the office and in estimator, I had quite involved with the young people and all the tradesmen on all the levels. And it was a wonderful thing to have the training I did, not only for the work itself or the chore itself, but it's for the people aspect, how to do it smoothly. You know, just like I need, not I want, you know, and we go,
Exactly.
you know, because somebody could be telling somebody else something to do and they're automatically defensive because why is he yelling at me? That kind of thing. So, but I've been blessed with that.
Yeah. Also, you worked in basically fraternities in a way. The Marine Corps was a fraternity. The Pipe Fitters Union is a fraternity. And when you get a bunch of guys together like that, and I've worked that way too, working in the field with crews, they're predominantly male, you start talking about life on every level. And the conversations you have are much more profound than the women might think the guys are having when they get together in the truck or in the
Absolutely.
car or whatever it is. And
Sportsmen's clubs would be the same, you know, or any organization, your church
yeah,
group, chatting with people at church.
yeah,
We're everywhere.
yeah. Yeah, you do learn a lot. I mean, as a news reporter, I used to sit in a car for sometimes 12 hours a day on a stakeout, you know, just like cops do. You know, you're waiting for somebody to get out of their house so you can ambush them on an interview. And you're chatting about everything you can imagine as those times go by. And I'd imagine the same is true for you when you were working a job as a pipe fitter or whether you were working as in the Marine Corps, right?
Absolutely. And you know, it just as an example from this book, a good friend had a problem with his daughter. And he looked me up one time. He says, you know, just because of your book, I have new communication with my daughter because I was so impressed with it and I just tried it. That let's talk about a few things in this book. And all of a sudden it clicked for both of us. And I thought, so there's my one young person that it did good. So
Exactly. Yeah, you sparked a dialogue between the two. They started talking about the contents of your book and they opened up the communication between them.
I
One
also
aspect, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I also addressed the difference of opinions. If you know, what one person absorbs is not what a different person hears. Like you, listening is not hearing.
Yeah.
You know, I hear you, but I don't care. But, oh, really? There's the difference. And the difference in people, if they just got off their stubborn platform and take in the other one. Quick example, it was in high school, in English class or whatever class it was. And he had us, there was a restaurant in Chicago who served, the headline was blank served horse meat or found horse meat in the restaurant. And so they split the half up in half. Okay, you represent the press. You're a prosecuting attorney. And you want to put these people, you want to close the restaurant and do all this. And now the other half, you own that restaurant. And you get all your people come up with some kind of reason why you had, I'm not denying it, we had it. You know, price of beef went up, so we went there. Now, the point I'm getting at, after we had the debate, and the prosecutors won pretty easily, we switched sides. Now you take their notes, give your notes to them. You represent the other person. I found that fascinating because it was the same result. And it was just like, gee, I wonder if I want to be a lawyer where I could take this and take that. And then, you know, I have to be careful who hire. I better believe in what the hell they're doing.
Exactly. No, that's a great lesson in
Yeah,
learning from another person's point of view, to advocate what they want and stand in their shoes and do that. I think it'll teach you about perspective and it'll teach you about the other side of the story. And there are always two or more sides of the story, of
right.
course.
Don't judge somebody till you walk in their moccasins.
Exactly, exactly. That's great
That's
advice
one.
as well. There's lots of great life lessons, lots of great advice in this wonderful book, and it's called Aphorisms, Adages, and Advice for the Children I Never Had. It is a treasure chest of wisdom from a man who's truly lived it. It's practical, it's timeless, and it just might change the way you see the world. Len, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time, your insight, your wisdom, and your great humor as well. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.